narrative as if like I'm scared. Devin's a tremendous fighter. Do I think Devin Haney can beat me? Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah.
For me personally, a different level than everybody.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to boxing, because Devin, he's a boxer.
It's on him. You know what I mean? It's on him. He knows that he's going to get this fade sooner or later. In a matter of time. Obviously, we can't go down. You know, we can't go down to 135. So, you know, he would have to come up. And, you know, he can get this work anytime.
See greatness, man. See greatness. Shakur practically beat him with one hand, man. That jab, man. Most important hand you have, man. You know? And he looked good doing it, sharp. You know what I mean? Distance. He did everything, man.
Shakur Stevenson is set to fight Devin Haney at 140, agreeing to rehydration limits, while confidently insisting his elite skills outclass every challenger worldwide competition.
These guys, if y'all want me to come to 147, I'm coming in with rehydration clause. I don't even do that. But why am I going up to these guys' weight classes if I'm not?
Devin Haney insists his fight with Shakur Stevenson will happen, showing firm determination and commitment, making it clear he genuinely wants this high-profile bout.
We're still at 135. You can't, you know, say your name without saying Shakur to your female tank, right? It just is what it is. Is that fight going to ever happen? Would it ever happen against you and Shakur?
100%, yeah. I think so. I think it.
You think Shakur will grow into whatever weight you're in?
I mean, we're all of us is close to the same size. You know, we're all growing together. We're all like, you know, getting bigger. Well, so, and it's only so many guys, like y'all said, it's only so many guys that we could make big money and people want to see the fights, which even though I know that they making new guys, it's guys like Kermel, Abdullah, all these guys want to come up too. So eventually they gonna be there too. But, yeah, no, I think that a fight with Shakur is very much possible.
Shakur Stevenson insists he isn't afraid of Devin Haney, though Haney's team may try to falsely portray him as avoiding the fight.
Devin Haney.
Okay.
Devin Haney's probably, to me, I don't think it's hit its point yet, but I think in the next year or two, it'll hit a point where it's like the world is gonna demand, you know what I'm saying? I can see the trajectory feels like it could meet like that.
I would love this fight. But look, you gotta watch what you say with like, and this is not even Devin fault, because Devin is very respectful of my game and I'm respectful of his game. He's a good fighter. But his fans will clip and twist and turn things into something that is not. So I try to be real careful on what I say.
True. This is guy Jay on Twitter. He a big Haney fan. He be always clipping and changing stuff, Jay.
Yeah, they gonna make a narrative as if like I'm scared of. I think Devin's a tremendous fighter. Do I think Devin Haney can beat?
Shakur Stevenson believes he operates on another level, convinced no fighter can beat him while insisting Devin lacks the power to knock him out.
He's a fucking stone cold killer who's just gonna go in there and try to knock me the fuck out.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to outbox me. I'm the greatest boxer. How do you... So that's how I feel about the fight.
Yeah.
But it all gotta make sense from a business standpoint. I don't like getting up here and negotiating against myself. And,
for sure.
But for me, I'm willing to
But do you
make the
see
fight
it as
happen.
it being that could, you know, like we always said, the Four Kings, even though you wasn't a part of it, the whole plot is like at the end of the road, there's gonna be two guys left standing, and that's the big fight. Do you see that as that's potentially what that could be?
I'm a bad motherfucker.
Devin Haney is determined to prove himself, pursuing elite opponents like Shakur Stevenson to cement his legacy and establish his true greatness.
Are not possible. Would you be more inclined just to move up to 140?
Yeah, you know, if I can't get those fights next or it doesn't make sense for it to be next, I'll probably go to 140, test it out, see how I feel at the weight at 140, and then when the time is right, then, you know, I'll defend my belt at 135. We'll just see, though. I got to go back and talk with the team and see what makes the most sense. That's
Bill Haney says they won't move down or wait insisting any fighter seeking a bout must step up to 140 pounds.
Come undisputed, yet they didn't mention the franchise belt, which directly impacted Devin's career early on, right? And it seemed like, I was saying this on my live earlier, you tell me what you think about this, but it seems to me like there's a lot of people that have tried to block y'all ambition, right? Between you signed to the wrong company, you know, Loma not taking the Devin fight, Tio not taking the Devin fight, Rolly saying he just don't want to fight Devin. Do you see that? Like, how do you see that? You know, as far as like, people know you're ambitious, they know you want to be unified, they know you want to be undisputed. So they put all these obstacles up and they make it hard for you to achieve what you're trying to achieve.
Absolutely. I think it's been historic in a way.
He adds a fight can happen anytime the challenger is ready and willing to step up.
We must keep our composure and our patience and understand that it's part of the process when you're that good. You know what I mean? We can't say it any other way. You know, they're running out of narratives. You know what I'm saying? And, it's what the people want to see. We don't never say, okay, well, this guy has done something wrong or he did bad business. So, we'll never do it. Obviously, when we go through negotiations and we spend time in there, whether it's put something together for Richard Hitchinson, for him to come back later and to say, I want that fight. Well, when we were trying to make the fight, we couldn't. You didn't want to negotiate. You went somewhere else. When we were negotiating with Shakur Stevenson, instead of him negotiating with us.
Tim Bradley believes Shakur Stevenson has the potential to surpass even Terrence Crawford in boxing history. Crawford is firmly on boxing's Mount Rushmore, a rare 5-division champion with an extraordinary resume. Still, Bradley argues that Shakur, like Crawford, has the talent, discipline, and ring IQ to reach even greater heights. He stresses this isn't about matching Crawford's multiple undisputed titles or climbing numerous weight classes. Instead, it's about opportunity. Bradley notes that boxing politics limited Crawford's access to certain defining fights during his rise. If influential power brokers like Turkey Alashik had been present to bridge promotional divides, major bouts against names such as Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, and Eudenis Ugas might have happened sooner, potentially elevating Crawford's legacy even further.
Like Shakur, just like Crawford was with me, Shakur has the ability to pass Terrence Crawford. Listen up. Now, not in the stance of becoming 3-time undisputed and, going up to, that many weight classes. Not from that standpoint. He already has 4 weight classes. Crawford is a 5-weight division champion. But in a sense of having the opportunities that Crawford didn't have. Crawford would have been even bigger than what he is if the politics didn't play into the sport at the time. And now that, you have guys like Turkey Alashik that are able to bridge that gap between promoters and, make these.
With that perspective, Shakur is entering an era where elite fighters from 130 to 135 pounds are far more accessible, giving him regular opportunities to face top-tier competition. Potential matchups include Devin Haney, Lamont Roach, Oshaki Foster, Gary Russell Jr., Dalton Smith, Brian Garcia, and others. Bradley emphasizes that Shakur not only has the skills to compete at the highest level, but also the chance to defeat these opponents, consistently strengthening his resume and solidifying a legacy that could rival or even surpass Crawford's impact and achievements in boxing history.
He was around when Crawford was on his climb. When Crawford couldn't get those big fights with like Thurman and Danny Garcia and Ugas and, he got it later with Sean Porter, but it was later. But imagine if Crawford was able to have that run and, Earl Spence, Danny Garcia, Ugas, Keith Thurman, the list goes on. If he would have had all those guys on his ledger, imagine how big Crawford would be. He would be even bigger than what he is today. Bigger than what he is today. So with that being said, with these fighters hovering around 135, these talented fighters hovering around 135, 130, Guys like, Oshaki Foster, like I mentioned, going to go up to 135. He's big enough to go.
There remains a major obstacle, but watching these two compete makes it clear that outside of controversy, they are highly unlikely to lose. With that in mind, Devin Haney quickly fires back at Shakur, and Shakur responds in return. This back and forth captures a competitive tension between elite fighters at the top level. Early on, there was talk of Four Kings 2.0, featuring Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, and Gervonta Davis, drawing comparisons to the legendary era of Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Roberto Duran.
Going to concede to that? I doubt it. So there's a major obstacle in the way. But nonetheless, as you watch these two fighters fight, you can clearly see, outside of cheating, they're more than likely not going to lose, right? With that said, Devin Haney immediately responds to Shakur. Shakur responds to Devin, right? Again, we had the initial Four Kings. It was Devin, Ryan, Tio, and Tank Davis, right? It was supposed to be the Four Kings 2.0 from the Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto.
Interestingly, Wilfred Benitez is often overlooked when discussing that era despite defeating Roberto Duran, who struggled against several of the original Four Kings. Duran beat Sugar Ray Leonard only once, was stopped brutally by Hearns, outclassed by Hagler, and also lost Benitez. Yet Benitez remains largely overshadowed in boxing history. A similar pattern has emerged today where Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis, and Teofimo Lopez have often drawn more attention than Shakur Stevenson. However, Stevenson is beginning to break through that narrative, especially after his dominant performance against Teofimo Lopez. Meanwhile, Tank Davis's legal issues and hesitancy to pursue major fights further underscore the shifting challenges and opportunities reshaping modern boxing.
That Four King era, but nobody mentions Wilfred Benitez. And the fact remains is Wilfred Benitez beat Roberto Duran as well. And Roberto Duran is 1-4 against those guys. He beat Sugar Ray Leonard the first time. Outside of that, Roberto Duran, he lost to he quit against Sugar Ray Leonard. He got knocked out brutally by Tommy Hearns. He got outboxed by Marvin Hagler and outclassed by Wilfred Benitez. Right? But he's overshadowing Wilfred Benitez. And I felt like these guys, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Tank, and Tio, overshadowed Shakur Stevenson. And now Shakur Stevenson has shined the light by dominating Teofimo Lopez.
Bernie Stallboxer reacts to the Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney matchup by spotlighting their legacies. Shakur is a 4-weight world champion, 2-time Lineal and Ring magazine title holder, and a 2-time unified 130-pound champ, having defeated top-tier opponents like Teofimo Lopez, who consistently steps up in big fights.
Fight, Conor Benn comes into the ring, they talk, have some words, but Shakur Stevenson said, I want to put that same rehydration clause you put on Chris Eubank. Tell me, what did you get out of that moment in the ring?
Well, I heard on the press conference where I think it was his manager said that, that was a clown move, but I think Shakur invited that, I don't even know if I would have said all that about Conor being right then, but I think he really wants that fight. He really wants the money for the fight. He been saying that. And now he came through victorious. I think he really wants that money for that fight.
Devin Haney, meanwhile, is a 3-weight world champion and was once undisputed. Bernie stresses that if Shakur wants to face Haney, he should do so without hesitation. Taking on Haney in his prime would leave no excuses and guarantee Shakur full recognition for a historic accomplishment. Bernie believes both are elite, but beating Haney at his peak would cement Stevenson's legacy as one of his generation's best, showcasing his skill, determination, and championship-level ability.
Accomplishments, because now Shakur is a 4-weight world champion. Devin is a 3-weight world champion. Devin was undisputed, but now Shakur is a 2-time Lineal champion. So he's a 2-time Ring magazine winner. 2-time unified champion. If you want to add the ring, as far as with the WBO, he was unified at 130. So So he's a two-time unified champion, two-time lineal champion. Beat a guy like Teofimo Lopez, who rises to the occasion. Had a close fight with George Kambosos. You can make a claim that he was fighting out of frustration or out of emotion, and that was it. He was in his prime too, Josh Taylor seemed to be drained at 140. Not taking away from Devin, but he was already moving up to 47, they were saying. Lomachenko.
Shakur Stevenson recently showcased dominance against Teofimo Lopez and Bussiai and his highlights. Just how impressive it was, especially fighting almost one-handed. His jab boxing's most vital punch was precise and controlled the distance flawlessly. Every move was calculated and effective, showing technical mastery that made Lopez, despite his experience and athleticism, appear amateurish. Critics who doubted Shakur's resume were proven wrong, as he executed everything perfectly, leaving Lopez struggling simply because he faced Shakur Stevenson.
I see greatness, man. I see greatness. Shakur practically beat him with one hand, man. That jab, man. Most important hand you have, man. And he looked good doing it, sharp. You know what I mean? Distance. He did everything, man. He did everything right, man.
A lot of people thought it would be a tough fight because Teo's athletic, Teo's experienced, he's fought on a high level. Mm-hmm. And, they were critical of Shakur. He ain't fought nobody and this and that.
Yeah.
He made Teo look like everybody else.
Made him look like an amateur. Man, he looked like an amateur. Yes.
Now, technically, what did you see? Right? Where did Teo go wrong in that fight?
Where he went wrong?
Yeah.
Fighting Shakur. That's where he went wrong. Fighting Shakur. I knew he just running his mouth. He just was talking, man. I knew.
Even with a slight injury to his left hand, Shakur Stevenson dominated the fight, relying heavily on his jab and using his left sparingly. Buzzy notes that Shakur could have gone for a stoppage if needed, but instead managed about intelligently despite the discomfort. The performance highlighted not only his skill, but also his ring IQ and composure. Fans in Philly and beyond witnessed a masterclass with Shakur asserting himself as one of boxing's elite. Even while hurt, he controlled the fight, proving that true greatness comes from skill, heart, and unwavering focus, not perfect conditions.
Shakur knows he could have got stopped his shit, but Shakur hurt his left hand. Yeah. His left hand was hurt. If you notice, he was using that jab a lot.
Yeah, jab and then the hook.
And he threw the left hand every now and then. Because I was screaming out. Everybody said they heard me in Philly.
Yo, we can hear you on the TV.
Yeah, that's my young buck. You know what I mean? And I was telling him, throw that straight left hand. Then I noticed when he did throw it, he wasn't throwing it real hard. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But he looked spectacular, man. You know what I mean? You can't ask for nothing more, man. And with me, I don't care about what people say, man. They always want to talk about you and say, oh, he should have did this, should have did that. He did everything that he was supposed to do.
The upcoming fight between Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney has fans on the edge of their seats. Both bring elite skill, speed, and determination, making every moment in the ring unpredictable and intense. Analysts are dissecting their styles and past performances, debating who will prevail. Every punch and movement matters with stakes higher than ever. Shakur's technical mastery clashes with Haney's agility and power, promising explosive action. The excitement surrounding this bout is electric, and it has the potential to define both careers, delivering one of the most memorable and high-stakes fights in recent boxing history.
That even remotely sparks my interest for Shakur Stevenson is this guy right here, Devin Haney. Look at them. They're the same size. Obviously, Devin's moved up to 147. Shakur demands a catch weight. We'll see if Devin goes for the bait, because I think Shakur Stevenson, there's no doubt about it, he has the skills to compete at 147 to be 5 weight division champion. I feel like that's
it for today's video. So stay tuned. Until next,